This is a VOD taken from my stream on January 12th, 2024. I start by going over Craig Beckett's backstory, followed by Magnetar's video of the alleged MamaMax victims. I then go over Craig's coverage of that video and Max's response to the allegations, as well as Craig's allegations. This does include some damning evidence of him potentially receiving CP and intimidating the alleged victim.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead
Hey, how's everybody doing? Sorry,
I
like spazzed out for a second there. Apologies. Hopefully everybody is having a good Friday night. Tonight's going to be an interesting night. We're covering some pretty heavy stuff that so there's going to be a couple key individuals I believe that everybody's going to need to know here. Magnetar is this gentleman's username on both YouTube and Twitter. He's going to be one of the first videos we're going to go over tonight. There's also going to be a person named Craig Beckett. And you're going to probably wonder why the hell I'm talking about Craig Beckett on a MamaMax stream, but it's important. It's important for a couple reasons. And I kind of want to cover, like, this was a pretty good synopsis video that wasn't going to be an extra hour to 2 hours of content, going over, like, what's the gist on Craig Beckett, because not everybody knows this. And then from there, we're going to get right into what I found with the MamaMax stuff, and honestly, it's some stuff that he admitted to. That I cannot figure out for the life of me how it did not go unchecked till now. Just to show you guys, okay, I'm awful with this Twitter crap. Not to show you that I'm awful with Twitter, but to show you that, media, there we are. This was a picture from my phone. It's actually a screenshot of my phone from my wife's phone, because you can't actually take a picture of this page, like a screenshot anyway. Because I'm guessing permissions from the FBI block you being able to do that, but we will get into this. This is basically where we're going to come full circle, and it's going to be a journey. Okay, so let's start. Let's get into the Craig Beckett crap first of all.
So Craig Beckett's channel was actually pretty interesting because it's actually quite good, and so to see what's come out about him is a bit disappointing, to say the least. But I think people are reveling in this a lot, because a lot of the people, for example Jaden, who he spoke about, are finally getting their chance to one up on him, because he's a hard guy outside of this to one up on. Obviously you could go after his appearance, he's a bit of a fatty, but outside of that, you know, the content he made was very, very, like, engaging and relatively informative, especially compared to commentary community at large. Now recently,
and by the way, I will say that this gentleman had probably the most, like, neutral take that I could find on Craig Beckett. There's some longer, like, things out there put out by, like, Now Recording, Zaylee Gets Real and all that, but and I'm sorry if things are a little bit spurgy with me. It's just I feel like I got a lot riding with the beginning of this stream, and I want to get this information out there for people.
let's talk about the allegations regarding him. It's come out that he was having a relationship and potentially sexting, at least received images, but his side has been deleted, so we're not sure, but received images from a 17-year-old girl. Now both of these people are based in the UK. Now, if these images are nude, we don't know because they're blurred, but we can assume. That would technically be illegal. You're not allowed to send or receive images of somebody who's underage, even though...
Okay, and just to make sure we're all encompassing here, it is the fact that the person is under 18, not regardless of age of consent kind of crap that people get caught up on. Because they're under 18, this is CP stuff. I really appreciate it, Jim. I do. I honestly appreciate the support so much. But, okay, so we're talking about a person under the age of 18 sending a person over the age of 18 some explicit images. That's literally the definition of cheese pizza.
The legal age of consent is 16 to, be in a relationship, have sex, all that stuff in the UK. Now, to my knowledge, Craig Beckett's 27. So there's a 10-year age gap, and it's not one of your 20, 30 or 30, 40 10-year age gap. It's man who's experienced life, is in his, now at this point, mid to late 20s, has had jobs, probably has to have a house at this point, right? If you're 27, I hope you have a house or something. With
I don't
a girl
have a house.
who is just entering her final year of high school, getting ready.
I don't have a house, and I'm not 27. I'm like 10 years older than that, and yeah, okay.
Ready to go to college. I know the UK system's a bit different compared to us in terms of, or compared to North America in terms of like when the years end and when she's in university versus when she's in high school. But regardless, you get what I'm saying. To me, the issue isn't. I'd actually have less of an issue if it's two people that hooked up, never spoke again, because you can argue in that scenario, I didn't know her age, or even if you did know her age, like it's purely a physical thing. Because I'd argue, and I don't want to get gross about this, but I just have to be realistic. I'd argue 17, 18, 16, like that's probably your limit, where these are girls that kind of look like women. I know that that's going to sound cringe, but we have to be realistic in these scenarios here. They kind of look like women, but what catches is that these are underdeveloped people, like mentally. These aren't people that are even close to mental maturation. Generally, they say that men peak in terms of like their maturation, or like they're ready around 25. He's 27, so he's past that. She's not even fucking close. She's not even fucking close. To me, that's where it becomes difficult, right? To me, that's where it becomes hard for me to back him up at all. I think people who are calling him a pedophile or whatever the fuck, a groomer, they're a bit off with that, because he's not attracted to children. He's attracted to people that look like women. Now again, I don't know what she looks like. What I'm doing is assuming based off of what the average high school senior looks like. They're gonna look like.
And so to interrupt the video really quick, I don't remember if he cuts into it, but Now Recording kind of did a little bit better. Like if you're wanting like a good in-depth kind of going over the whole situation, they actually had a pretty good working relationship with Craig Beckett. And Matt Pitt really kind of gives some really good inside information about what happened. That Now Recording episode I don't know if that's on their channel. I believe that's still on Toxic Pitlep's channel. But basically there is a little bit of like contention with what happened with Craig Beckett, because the person really played it up and they're like, I was a literal minor, and like saying things like that. But irregardless, like when you look at the black and white of it, this is somebody under the age of 17, or under the age of 18, apologies. Under the age of 18 sent explicit pictures to a full-grown, over the age of 18 male in this scenario. And they actually had like an ongoing on and off like consensual kind of relationship. It is technically legal where they're at, and she is over the age of consent. But the sending and receiving picture stuff is not legal by any means. And you got them by 5 years. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Closer to an adult than a kid, and so that's why I'm kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt here. So when I see kind of like Jaden or probably the other commentary channels are gonna come out pretty soon, kind of talk and say like, oh, this is weird in the sense that like, oh, this is a pedophile. It's weird in the sense that there's a massive discrepancy in terms of life experience and mental maturity, and so that's kind of my issue. And it's,
well, looks like Teddy's entered the chat.
Strikes me more with him than with other creators, specifically because he's the type of creator that portrays himself as someone who,
that is true, Jim. Yeah, the girlfriend was very, very like out there on the front lines defending it.
is wise, somebody who knows more than the average person, and that's why you should sub to him. That's why you don't watch a Cheeto, because a Cheeto doesn't offer anything new video to video. But you can count on Craig Beckett to offer something new, offer something engaging. It takes a level of wisdom, you know. The idea is that a Cheeto's a young, stupid kid making videos, which I don't entirely agree with. I think he's just trying to get a bag of Cheeto in that case. But as for Craig Beckett, like, you can tell he portrays himself as a certain way, and so to see his interactions with somebody so much younger than him with such like less mental maturity, not to mention he cheated on his girlfriend. Now again, I don't care, I think it's immoral, but would I stop watching a YouTuber because he cheated on his girlfriend? No, like, I don't care. These are entertainers at the end of the day. You don't really want to fall in love with them as people. Like, I have like one, maybe two of those. One of those people being PewDiePie, who, like, at this point, it's like a fucking uncle or second dad. I've been watching him so long, since I was 12. But yeah, that's my whole issue with this Craig Beckett situation is, you know, the legality is the legality. What he did isn't wrong outside of the photos that were exchanged. My issue is he's engaging with somebody who is so young. Like, if I compare myself, right? I put myself in his situation. Now, I'm 22. The youngest I'll date or talk to or hook up with is 19. And maybe this is going to come off as a bit misogynistic. I don't think it should. I just think that 18-year-old girls that's like the first year of college, right? Here in Canada. Personally, I find that those girls are generally looking for, you know, they're looking to just hook up and experience college life for the first year. Let me be a whore for a bit, which I don't care. Do your thing.
There's so much irony in how very similar he is actually to Tom, Turkey Tom. But yeah, hey Teddy, how's it going? Welcome to the darkest beginning of one of my streams ever, because we're going over Craig Beckett.
Be happy. Whatever makes you happy in life. If you want to be a whore for a year and, you know, settle down afterwards, do your thing. I know that's not the case for all 18-year-olds. I'm just saying most. And I also think that those are people that are just fresh out of high school that haven't really experienced college and how difficult that is, and, you know, meeting new people.
Teddy, I can't freaking laugh during the beginning of this.
People, you know, meeting older people, because a lot of the times in university, you're not just in a class full of like young people your age. You're also in a class with like perhaps 22, 23-year-olds, people that took gap years, you know? So personally, I look at it and I don't date people who are 18. 19 is kind of where I start. It's a bit closer in age to me. It's like a 3-year, 2-year age gap at that point versus like a 4-year age gap. Now you're talking about, and also that, again, that's the level of experience. I'm somebody who's like worked jobs.
Okay, I think you guys kind of got the gist of it. We're getting into a lot of like personal opinion now with everything, so, and I don't want to keep like digging into the video. That really was the whole synopsis of it. Craig Beckett, content creator, around about 7,500 to 10,000 people, big in the art side of things, as far as like he was big on making thumbnails for a lot of creators. Apparently was really good at banging them out, pun probably intended. He kind of got involved with this 17-year-old. They exchanged some very, 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 very sexually charged messages. From that, he kind of imploded. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to this. Yeah, Teddy's pretty based, you'll find out. Sometimes that base is, you know, somewhere not in this planet, but he, you know. Okay. Anyway, so why are we talking about this? Let's go from here into my watch now. Welp. I thought this was off of my list, so let me get this out of here. But that was the now recording. That'll be in the playlist that I'll throw up afterwards. Kind of containing all this. So we're going to jump around a little bit, and you'll see why once we get into the flow of this information. So we're going to watch Magnetar's video.
Hello all.
Magnetar is someone who is dating someone that is one of MamaMax's exes. I believe Haley, in fact. But we're gonna actually watch this chunk here for this individual, Lucy. I don't want to take up too much of Magnetar's video. I really enjoyed the video. He did a pretty good job of just letting these people speak and put their stories out there. So let's... Oh, where's my thing? So I do want to play the beginning because there is some other more additional information pertaining to MamaMax, just contextually, that I thought was interesting.
For those of you that are regulars to this channel, you know me as Magnetar. For everybody that's new here specifically for this video, my name is Anthony. I am the same Anthony that is dating Haley, one of the 3 women in this particular video that is sharing her experiences with MamaMax. I wanted to get out and say that first because when this video was first posted, people were really confused why this channel was the one hosting this video and had all sorts of conspiracy theories. So that is why I am directly involved in this situation. I'm listed in the police reports. So just to be clear, that is why I have been involved and why I have posted this here. I also wanted to update all of you on why this has been re-uploaded. And it's because...
And this is the part that I want everybody to kind of pay attention to, at least for the beginning here. And it'll get into some of the other stuff that I was going to cover with the poke fun haha stuff. But it's... yeah.
The first video was taken down on July 27th, late in the evening. The day before, I had received 3 privacy complaints that YouTube had emailed me about with varying timestamps throughout the video. It was about 11 minutes of Haley's story was claimed, or, you know, there was a privacy complaint, and then a portion of Lucy's story as well. Those segments covered almost entirely Haley's background of Max, from, you know, meeting in high school, going through UNT.
Okay, so to give you, without going through it too much at the beginning here, Haley and Anthony and MamaMax all were in school together, knew each other, at least tangentially. MamaMax had interest in Haley. There's a whole lot to this story. I don't want to not do it justice, but we're gonna jump from Haley's story to Lucy's story.
He told me about how he loved me and wished we were together. To my life, I worried he randomly was going, admitting to her a few times and re-uploaded by.
Okay, so I really need everybody who's interested in the new information side of stuff to pay attention very closely to Lucy, her story here, which I'm going to try and do pretty much uninterrupted. I'm going to be putting in some information that point things and show you what I'm talking about. But the real big thing is going to be with the next video. But it's important because I want this to kind of give you the information the way I put it together.
And then she started to ignore me. Then she started to fear me. Then she started to hate me. Then she dropped all contact with me and called the cops on me.
Oh, and these this weird edit comes from I think they're unlisted. I don't think they're deleted. They're in an unlisted playlist by MamaMax at this point, but there's also re-uploads of the Life Sucks videos. This was like one of his first ventures into being a content creator. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. There's a bunch of different videos and a bunch of different subjects.
Max found every apartment I lived in. Living in Texas, police.
Oh, God.
Use of
Okay.
Name is Lucy. You probably know me as Twigs. I used to go by, as well as Max referred to me as Lulu. I was.
Oh, I didn't realize that Teapot was leaving. Glad I found this stream. I'm winding down, going to sleep, so I'm not gonna chat as much. Okay, well, I appreciate you staying on and listening. So hopefully this gets into stuff that is as oh, what's the word I'm looking for? As to the point as I think it is. But yeah, we'll listen to Lucy now.
My handle on Twitter used to be like Detective Twigs or just Twigs or King Twigs. I don't know, like, a shit ton of them. Anyway,
Sorry, I'm super nervous in this stream because I literally have just broke 70, and like I'm super thankful for that, for like having 70 subscribers. And I'm now just going to point out something that the 750,000 subscriber YouTuber is doing and said, and things that are not okay, and that's why I'm nervous. So again, apologize if I'm a little more jittery than normal. Once we get past all that, I'll probably be a lot less jittery, but I appreciate it, and thank you guys for coming out.
I dated MamaMax when I was a minor at 17, from 2016 to 2018. So when I first met Max, he told me, like online. I'm in Australia and he is in Texas. So, well, he was in Texas at the time. I'm not sure where he is now. But yeah, so we met online, obviously, on Twitter, I think it was. And I was 17 at the time. Okay.
So, important stuff that even when I was putting together the timeline here, her birthday is October 24th, 1998. Okay. So, just remember that date.
So, my birthday is the 24th of October, 1998. So, at the time I met Max, I was 17. I have some, I don't know, obviously, like, I've deleted Discords and Twitter accounts since. But we have some screenshots of people on Twitter, like, referring to us.
Okay. So the first thing that kind of struck me as odd with this. So 1998 to 2016, it looks like it's 18, right? But you got to remember her birthday's in October, so she's actually only like 17 and a half at this point. But just pay attention. So like, here's a tweet 6 months after, so she's 17 and a half here. Okay.
As a couple, and that we were dating, and we also have.
And then this one was in August of 2016.
I think it's in July of 2016 where he says he wants to.
This is probably the most like weird message. He has input on almost all of these messages.
Cream pie me, which is sexual activity as a minor. At the time, he told me he was 18. So
So we don't know for sure his birthday, but we know 1996. Okay? Like, we don't need to know anything really more. So we know he's at least a year older, and if she's 17 and a half, I mean, I guess that could be like, I don't know. That could be like the issue date. I don't know.
That he was born 1998, that's the same as me, because I was turning 18 that year, which we...
Or sorry, yeah, so she was born 98, 97, 96, so he'd have been... Apologies. This is where I'm going to get myself caught up a little bit. But, yeah, so he would have been at least a full 2 years older. So if she's 17 and a half, 19 and a half, roughly.
We know is incorrect now. His ID is from 1996. So
That's funny, Teddy.
He told me he was 18, and then it wasn't until after I turned 18 he told me he was lying about his age and that he was actually 20. So he not only lied about his age, but
I don't know how he got away with the driver's license photo, especially. Yeah, I don't know. But just pay attention to those ages. That's going to be a key thing.
I figured, because I was naive and young, that if he was born the same year as me, it doesn't really matter. He's just turned 18 and I'm turning 18, so it was fine. But yeah, he was actually lying about his age and didn't tell me until I was actually of legal age. So he did that on purpose. He was talking about flying me over to Texas before I was 18 as well.
Again, so her birthday is at the end of October. So she's 16 here.
Like as a minor, he was talking about flying me internationally to see him. He obviously...
Or no, I'm sorry. She's still 17 there. Oh my God, 2016 threw me off. She's still 17 there, turning 18 in like a couple weeks.
Obviously was only planning to do that after.
This is not messing up anything, because it's point blank. Like when we get to it, you guys are pretty much going to see exactly like what I'm trying to point out.
After I became an adult. And I just wanted to note as well, there would have been, I don't have any proof of it, obviously, and even if I did, I couldn't show it, but there would have been child pornography in that case, being shared, obviously, Snapchats and yada yada. I was a kid. Yeah, so that's 2016 when it began. I went to Texas in 2017, so I was a legal adult. I think at this time I was actually 19. We were together when I turned 18, and then when I turned 19 in October, I flew over that Christmas, so the Christmas of 2017. When I was 19, I stayed at Max's house in Dallas, well, in Wiley, Texas, with his family. So I know his entire family, even his extended family. I've met all of his siblings, his nephews and nieces. Yeah, so...
Not old enough for you, Teddy, unfortunately.
I'm well adept in that area. I stayed over the New Year period as well. I came back in... January. Yes, it was like late January, almost February in 2018. And I've got some evidence of him calling me internationally as well around that time. So that's when we broke up, after I came back from Texas. So the reason for that is, I believe it was just after Christmas. It wasn't New Year's at that time. It was like the in-between period. A couple days between Christmas and New Year's. And we went to Six Flags in Arlington. I've got a photo of us, and I've got like a refill cup of the hot chocolate they had. That was the only night that I stayed away from Max's family.
Okay, so this gets into a little bit of a like graphic situation here. But I don't think it's necessary to this story per se, because this is kind of the best I can give you here is that it's a he said, she said, literally situation on this essay story. Stereotypical. I'm trying to cleanse since my pen is burning up. Yep. Jim, you're on the track. So I don't want to keep like cutting into videos and stuff like that. I want to get this out there as quick as I can. So we're going to go from this. So this video comes out from Magnetar. Magnetar is named Anthony and Haley are together. They're a couple. Haley I'm assuming Haley must have, and Anthony knowing what's going on with MamaMax, they kind of helped to put this together, bringing out stories between Haley, Lucy, and Olivia. There's also another individual, Paulina, who is involved in this, but I don't think she had anything on video here. And well, I know she didn't have anything on video here, and I believe there's another individual named Sally. So, okay, let's get to the first tie-in. All right, first tie-in. Why did we start talking about Craig Beckett? Well, Craig Beckett used to be in a very hot seat with MamaMax, as far as he was very close friends with him, as far as I can tell, and was MamaMax's editor prior to Slug. So, Slug, congratulations on replacing MamaMax. Or replacing MamaMax, replacing Craig Beckett. I'm glad to see that worked out well for you. Anyway, this was going to get into a funny bit here because that video came out from Nagnatar calling out MamaMax from all his exes. And one of the people defending MamaMax is Craig Beckett. Craig Beckett does this whole video, and I pick my side, whatever that is. Oh, thank you, Horror. Thank you for the good wishes. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna skip this annoying freaking beginning. But I just want to give you a little bit of like preview of Craig and Craig's talking about MamaMax here.
Hell, the next sentence.
Yeah, sent. Slug. He edited for MamaMax on the most recent stuff.
I say will provide even more to add to that pile. So here it goes. I cannot support the idea of #BelieveAllVictims. Because yes, I do believe that we should listen to all victims, but humans seem to have this awfully bad tendency
I wonder why he would have that position.
of lying. Or at the very least, throw out these allegations that can ruin people's lives without so much as providing a single shred of evidence. You want to take a guess on how this one's been going down so far? This happened about a week or so ago when this was wafted under my nose by Truth Sleuth, so thank you very much for providing this. Showing a tweet thread from a friend of one of MamaMax's exes, Paulina, attaching screenshots of her Instagram stories where she goes on to accuse MamaMax of basically anything and everything she possibly could. I clearly need time to process everything. Also, I don't feel physically safe where I live, because Max...
Yeah, Jim, you're not kidding. So Craig now makes this video. Oh God. Well, thank you for catching that, Teddy. Yeah, so we'll listen to a little Paulina's story here.
knows the location and has given away my personal information without my consent in the past. To his new girlfriend, actually, LMAO, during one of many conversations they've had about me while I was still dating him. LMAO, maybe one day. Sorry, maybe one day, as in maybe one day I'll find the words to actually get into the whole debacle. For now, I should...
What is with... I just figured out and noticed. Is this why MamaMax does all his live streams in a bathrobe?
probably try to focus on something else for a while. Thanks so much. You folks are so cool. I fucking love compassionate people. And all the strong young people who have such a vivid sense of right and wrong. Keep that fire. Remember your worth. It protects you from getting used and abused by assholes like this. Fucking love you, folks. I'm certain she would have gone on to blame Max for a rainy day when the forecast said nothing but sunshine. From accusing him of stalking, harassing, doxing, abuse, infidelity. It was like she was assembling the affinity stones of shitty boyfriends. But here's the thing, you want to know what she used to help back up all of these claims of hers? You're fucking looking at it. It is literally this Instagram story, and nothing fucking else. I cannot express my utter hatred for this kind
I knew somebody was going to find Craig's delivery annoying because I found it annoying as hell too.
of practice. A practice that for some reason is getting more and more rewarded. That we can somehow accuse anyone of literally whatever we want in the hopes of ruining their life or to better their own. And she can't be bothered to even try to back up the claims that she's making. Now, I don't know about you guys.
He doesn't need 2 to 3 cameras by the way, to do this. Like, just saying. I don't know. I don't know if he was trying to meet a calorie goal for that day or what.
But I do in fact have more than 20 functional brain cells, so I may be asking a little
I feel like we're really pushing it on that number there, Craig.
too much from these kinds of people. But if I'm going to come out
17 seems more like the number of brain cells you have.
swinging with
I'm sorry, I'm gotta put some of these jokes in here. I worked hard to think of these, and I can't use most of them.
allegations this severe, you better believe that I'm going to do everything I can to help the people who are watching or listening or reading connect the dots as easy as possible. It's why I do what I can to source and reference the materials I talk about in all of my videos, so that you can all go and examine and cross-reference what I'm saying at the ease of a single click. So I started doing the dirty work that no one else seems to want to do in this shithole, and I started asking the questions.
I should just pause every time I had a joke.
Including to Max himself, and I found myself some answers. Not exactly the ones that she wanted me to find, but I found them. Hell, even I went a little too deep in the rabbit hole, and Max introduced me to more than just Polina. No, it turns out there are in fact multiple girls accusing Max of some shit, all equally as empty of substance as their area in their skulls. We got Lucy over here saying that Max was griefing her by sending packages to her house, that there are people with restraining orders against him, that there are multiple victims of his that have supposedly been raped also, that he lied about his age to manipulate her, and that he... I can't believe I'm gonna have to fucking say this. That Max made his channel dedicated to hunting down paedophiles in an attempt to mask the YouTube search engine to block out any allegations that come up against him.
The irony. I can just say that much at least.
I fucking can't. And then we have Olivia, who claims that Max assaulted her, breaking an entry into her house when she was home alone.
Anyway, we got Craig's freaking 2 cents, right? So Craig goes on to like legit like have an interview with Max.
What I'll do is I'll do what everyone else does, and I'll do it retroactively, and I'll sort of like reference it with everyone else's videos, then pretend that I have
Oh, yeah, we should.
wouldn't have been able to do. I'm going to be providing the raw interview in the Google Docs down below with everything else. So if you want to see it in all of its raw, dirty form, it's right there for you. Nothing's going to be hidden here. And with that out of the way, let's get into the interview, shall we? And we are here in the court of #BelieveAllVictims, where we have the wonderful, soft, sweet voice that is MamaMax. Thank you very much for giving me your time again, mate.
Yes. Welcome, everyone, to an exclusive MamaMax cancellation video. Thank you so much for having me, Craig.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm going to try and put your feet to the fire on this one, and basically I want to break down everything that I found on the accusations put against you and see what we find from it.
All right, great. Do you want to analyze my micro expressions so that way you can determine if I'm lying or not?
What I'll do is I'll do what everyone else does, and I'll do it retroactively, and I'll sort of like reference it with everyone else's videos, then pretend that I have any kind of clue what the fuck I'm talking about.
Great.
And then play it off afterwards.
Well,
Don't forget the outright lies as well, Craig. Stuff
Oh,
you
yeah, of course.
actually even say. Yeah,
Yes.
don't forget that.
Yeah, I'll just start inserting things that you state and twist your words in any way that I can in order to have a whole load of...
We need comedy. We need comedy, Teddy. I need comedy. I desperately need comedy right now. I'm so trying to hold... I really had a lot of funny one-liners for all this.
Me Too's out by the end of the week.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Craig. It means a lot.
All right, we'll start with Olivia then. So the first thing she sort of brings up
Well, I don't know.
I'd
In my
call that
opinion,
emotional
that's
cheating.
morally grey. I would say that's a very
I agree.
grey area on that one. Who is Boy Profligate?
It's morally
It's
gray.
that, and then your dick's small.
Did she cheat on you, or did the guy that she talks about having sex with, was that on a break?
It was a bit.
Okay, so yeah,
That was a bit complex because she was talking to the guy while we were
Right.
together, and then it was like 4 days after we broke up, they had sex.
Right.
So you tell me if
A
that's
moral-
cheating. I don't know.
I'd
In my
call that
opinion, that's
emotional cheating.
morally grey. I would say that's a very
I agree.
grey area on that one. Who is
okay. We're just gonna go right into the next one. So, again, this is where I really want to get the rest of this crap out of the way so I can start like making fun of this guy. So, we're gonna go. This is Believe All Abusers. This video is the video MamaMax makes in response to the video that we watched with Lucy's story put out by Magnetar, and comes after the Craig Beckett interview. So you're going to notice that I had to go through and search for this video because I was not able to get it to play off of Max's playlist for some reason. Not sure if this was an issue related to YouTube, but I was able to find a re-upload of the video and was able to navigate to the timestamp in order for us to continue with what the allegations are. Yeah.
Who has for the last 4 years accused me of grooming her and stalking her and more recently rape, which she didn't say before, but I guess that's a thing now.
Max referred to me as Lulu. My handle on Twitter used to be like Detective Twigs or just Twigs or King Twigs. I don't know yet. Like, a shit ton of them. Anyway, I dated MamaMax when I was a minor at 17.
That's not what you told me, but damn, go off, sis.
From 2016 to 2018.
Okay, so he's saying initially that he did not know she was not 18.
My birthday is the 24th of October, 1998. But we have some screenshots of people on Twitter like referring to us as a couple.
This screenshot is real. We started dating around August of 2016.
And this is in March. Both of those days are both of those months are before October.
According to her driver's license, that puts her 2 months from being 18 when we started dating.
And if you look at that tweet, it says that they were pretty much dating in March. Like, there's reason why somebody picked up on that.
Which might be why she told me she was 18 before we got together. Funny how my exes have a pattern of accusing me of things they did to me. I don't remember being pissed off when I found out.
So, he finds out that she wasn't 18.
So if me not being pissed off that I was dating a 17-year-old instead of an 18-year-old makes me a groomer, fuck it, I'm a fucking groomer. Everyone's a goddamn groomer at that point. Oh, but wait a second. No, I'm not, because the age of consent in both Texas and Tasmania is still 17. And moreover, she considered herself a consenting adult.
I hope to God somebody is picking up on literally what he's saying right here. He's using the fucking excuse that we've heard from every goddamn pedophile that ever comes out from fucking, oh God, I shouldn't say alleged, okay? So you've got Anision. There was allegations there. There was allegations with James Charles, allegations with Colleen Ballinger. What happened with his buddy and editor, Craig Beckett. Literally, these are people that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head that are roughly the same age that we've gone through and canceled because of this shit. He legit says, I knew she wasn't, and then I didn't have a problem when she turned 18. I really want to drive this point home because there's more than he says at the end of this.
Rape, which she didn't say before, but I guess that's a thing now.
Max referred to me as Lulu. My handle on Twitter used to be like Detective Twigs or just Twigs or King Twigs. I don't know, like, you know, a shit ton of them. Anyway, I dated MamaMax when I was a minor at 17.
That's not what you told me, but damn, go off.
Okay. So July of 2016.
Off, sis.
From 2016
That was July of 2016.
to 2018. My birthday is the 24th of October, 1998. But we have some screenshots of people on Twitter, like...
Again, Twitter, this person, unfucking related. Okay? What's your opinion on MamaMax and Twigs? They're YouTubers who are dating. As of that point, they think they're dating. There's a reason why they think they're dating at that point. I don't know what the freaking reason is, but this person thinks they're dating.
Referring to us as a couple.
This screenshot is real. We started dating around August of 2016.
He's saying they didn't start dating until 5 months later. Says right here, dating.
According to her driver's license, that puts her 2 months from being 18 when we started dating, which might be why she told me she was 18 before we got together. Funny how my exes have a...
And she told you that she was 18 in July. Cool. Doesn't fucking matter. You're the fucking pedophile investigator, Max.
Pattern of accusing me of things they did to me. I don't remember being pissed off when I found out.
Okay, so Max, post this at the end of October of 2016, after all of the shit you just saw.
So if me not being pissed off that I was dating a 17-year-old instead of an 18-year-old makes me a groomer, fuck it, I'm a fucking groomer.
What the fuck did you call Camden Gerard Davis, you motherfucker? Like, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because of this motherfucker sat there and he's calling somebody on baseless fucking accusations, states away on shit, but then had the audacity to make this fucking video and then put it out there in his own words that, oh, it's not a big deal. No, it's a big fucking deal. The fucking pedo hunter is the fucking predator.
Everyone's a goddamn groomer at that point. Oh, but wait a second. No, I'm not, because the age of consent in both Texas and Tasmania is...
Guess what? The age of consent's lower in Georgia, where you're sitting there accusing Camden Gerard Davis of doing stuff. It's actually a year younger, when I looked it up, than this.
Still 17. And moreover, she considered herself a consenting adult. I find this all very hilarious.
But it's okay because she considered herself a consenting adult.
Since she was allegedly dating a 17-year-old boy from England named Harry when she was 20.
Now he tries to flip it on the fucking victim, okay? Now he's sitting there and saying, well, if I'm a pedo, you're one too, because you dated somebody underage, or that was younger than you.
While I was dating Olivia. Olivia will remember that. Maybe she'll confess to that. Hey, Olivia, if you confess to that, I won't sue you for extorting me and
threatening another victim. And yeah, I'm going to use the word victim, Max, because you fucking say victim all the fucking time.
Defamation.
So we met online, obviously, on Twitter, I think it was.
We met on July 7th of 2016 on one of my live streams where she was flirting with me.
Bullshit. If that's the case, how does somebody fucking 6 months before... Motherfucker, I'm going to reach out to fucking Riley and get the goddamn lottery numbers, because that motherfucker predicted 6 months in advance that you two were going to be dating. Doesn't anybody else find that a little bit fucking odd?
In the live chat, we had mutual friends that said nice things about me to her, and she thought my chin was cute. This was before I face revealed. Shortly after, we started talking over Skype.
I think it's in July.
So it was in August. She was off by a month here.
Of 2016, where he says he wants to cream pie me, which, you know, is sexual activity as a minor.
I have no idea what non-anon means. Is this even me? I'll just say it is, because if I dare accuse them of faking just one screenshot, they're going to say everything I have on them is fake. Actually, you know what? They're probably going to do that anyway, so fuck it. The shit's fake as fuck. Also, there's no date on this, so it doesn't prove anything. Although I'm not...
Yeah, I mean, you could have just said there's no data on this, so it doesn't prove anything, Max. I mean, this person's coming with worlds more evidence than what you're accusing somebody with.
Going to deny that we were sexual online. We were. Very publicly.
Okay, this was in January of 2017. Now, I know that they would be 18 now, right?
And there's proof of that on the internet. I think if I or anyone else thought Lucy was a minor, why the fuck would we do this?
Doesn't matter what you think, Max. It's what you can prove.
And why would we do this so publicly? And again, legally, she was not a minor.
At the time, he told me he was 18.
This is true. I have always publicly went by the birthday given to me by famous...
But you lied. You lied about your age.
birthdays.com to protect my identity. Anyway, before we started dating, I face revealed and told her I was 20. She was understanding and still chose to date me for the next 2 years.
So, that he was born 1990.
Never mind the fact they just fucking doxed me to about 20 to 30,000 people.
I thought a name wasn't a dox, Max, but, you know, go off, sis.
You might be wondering, how did they get this picture? Because I'm so trusting and open with my partners about my personal information, including my age, that I always send them a picture of me holding up my government ID to prove it, and I ask the same of them ever since Lucy. Now, this is the picture I sent to Paulina, but I did the same for Lucy before she deleted her old Skype account where I...
Okay, and that just proves that you're under 21.
Sent it to her.
He told me he was 18, and then it wasn't until after I turned 18 he told me he was lying about his age and that he was actually 20.
Lucy, let's just pretend you're telling the truth, right? Why would you continue dating someone for 2 years after you found out that they were lying to you about...
I don't know. Why don't you ask your fucking victims, Max? The ones that you got living in your house, on your payroll, right now.
Their age in a supposed attempt to groom you.
If he was born the same year as me, it doesn't really matter, you know? He's just turned 18 and I'm turning 18, so it was fine. But yeah, he was actually lying about his age.
So you even admit that you were just turning 18 when we started dating, and that it didn't matter if we were the same age. But because I am actually 2 years older than you, you believe I am grooming you. Not while I was dating you. No, that's fine. But after we broke up and I made a video where I talked about you. Ah, now I'm a groomer. Okay.
He was talking about flying me over to Texas before I was 18.
We haven't even gotten to the one that, like, pisses me off. That's the thing.
As well, like, as a minor, he was talking about flying me internationally to see him.
Till you turn 21. You might have misunderstood. I was just saying that he was literally, all that proved is that he was just saying, as far as, like, even if he turned 21 within that week and it was still his vertical license, like, because they do the same thing here, he's still over the age of 18.
Or maybe we both agreed that we would not be able to fly you until...
Apologies, I'm not really watching chat right now because this is the whole thing that really got me mad about this, and yeah.
Well, I had enough money to pay for a $2,000 visa and plane ticket because I had an unmonetized YouTube channel with less subscribers than yours at the time, and I did not have a job, which was the main contention between me and my father during this part of my life. Just tell the truth, Lucy. You wanted to come to me because you wanted to see me, and I could not pay for it.
He obviously was only planning to do that
This shit is, like, psychopathic.
after I became an adult.
More like an entire year after, when I could finally afford it.
And I just wanted to note as well, there would have been, I don't have any proof of it, obviously, and even if I did, I couldn't show it, but there would have been child pornography in this in that case.
What is this? Are you admitting, as a legal adult, that you are guilty of distributing child pornography?
I was a
Did you fucking catch that? Let me run the tape back. Careful wording here.
And I could not pay for it.
He obviously was only planning to do that after I became an adult.
I'm going to let this play beyond, and then I'm going to go back again. And there's reason, and I'm going to give commentary on this.
More like an entire year after, when I could finally afford it.
And I just wanted to note as well, there would have been, I don't have any proof of it, obviously, and even if I did, I couldn't show it, but there would have been child pornography in this in that case.
What is this? Are you admitting, as a legal adult, that you are guilty of distributing child pornography?
I was a kid.
She was just a kid. She was just a little kid. Leave her alone. She was just a toddler. No big deal. Just an embryo sending news. She doesn't know any better.
That's 2016 when it began. I went.
You just nailed it, Synth.
I don't have any proof of it, obviously, and even if I did, I couldn't show it, but there would have been child pornography in this in that case.
What is this? Are you admitting, as a legal adult, that you are guilty of distributing child pornography?
I was a kid.
She was just a kid. She was just a little kid. Leave her alone. She was just a toddler. No big deal. Just an embryo sending news. She doesn't know any better.
That's 2016 when it began. I went to Texas in 2017, so I was a legal adult. I think at this time I was actually 19. This was the first night. It was just the two of us on our own. We stayed there actually the night before going to Six Flags itself, where that is where he sexually assaulted me. I don't have a police report to back that one up. I don't have any physical evidence either. It was, like I said, 2017. I'm not going to go into the details of how he sexually assaulted me or anything.
That's okay, because I will. If I sexually assaulted you before we went to Six Flags, you look pretty fucking happy for a rape victim standing next to her rapist.
So I didn't do anything about it. I just waited until my flight to go.
I wanted to just go to that point because I want to make it very clear. I'm not cutting anything out of context here. He admits to receiving CP. He doesn't deny it. In fact, he turns around and actually blames the victim and says, "Are you admitting as an adult to sending child pornography?" It doesn't fucking matter. She was a fucking minor. It's literally the same shit you fucking defend right the fuck now. You're not a fucking pedophile hunter. You're a predator, Max. You're eliminating the competition. That's my opinion. Yeah. This guy is not protecting anybody. And he hasn't. And he hasn't for a long time. And this is a video that is on his channel. And it's the same freaking video that him and his co-conspirator, buddy editor, that I shouldn't say co-conspirator. That's being like way too obtuse. I apologize about that. But just like birds of a feather, Max. Like, I'm gonna throw this out there as general terms as possible. It's kind of freaking funny. The guy that came to your defense was accused of messaging and sexting with a person who is under 18. You thought it was fucking hilarious to make them write prey, as in, like, prey, P-R-E-Y, as in animal victim, on their forehead to insult them and act like you're a pretty big fucking tough guy going around the goddamn internet. And all that was actually a promotion for your bullshit fucking half-ass fucking rap song that you did. That wasn't you actually being tough. I kind of think that might have been prearranged. It might have had actually happened well before all the bullshit came out with Craig Beckett, but I have no way to prove that. So it's just in a fucking opinion. Okay? But you, motherfucker, this is your own fucking words. I want you to fucking choke.
Enough money to pay for a $2,000 visa and plane ticket because I had an unmonetized YouTube channel with less subscribers than yours at the time, and I did not have a job, which was the main contention between
No wonder your dad didn't like you.
me and my father during this part of my life. Just tell the truth, Lucy.
Get a job, Max.
You wanted to come to me because you wanted to see me, and I could not pay for it.
He obviously was only planning to do that after I became an adult.
More like an entire year after, when I could finally afford it.
And I just wanted to note as well, there would have been, I don't have any proof of it, obviously, and even if I did, I couldn't show it, but there would have been child pornography in this in that case.
What is this? Are you admitting, as a legal adult, that you are guilty of distributing child pornography?
I was a kid.
She was just a kid. She was just a little kid. Leave her alone. She was just a toddler. No big deal. Just an embryo sending nudes. She doesn't know any better.
That's 2016 when it began. I went...
Thank God you didn't say that in your very unique, iconic voice, Max. This is why I reported his ass. I dropped the tip on the FBI tip line. First thing I did was I went and I reached out and I spoke with Magnetar, actually. And Magnetar actually was fantastic about getting back to me right away. I did want to reach out and, outside of this video, independently verify, hey, just so I'm not taking things out of context, because now we're talking stuff that came out a year ago. That, hey, this is the ages and everything, and he sent me uncensored versions that I am not sharing, uncensored anyway. Just proving, kind of confirming literally what was said here, okay? So, oh yeah, he used some very inflammatory language there. But, yeah, so Magnetar, kind of proved it to me. I let Magnetar know, hey, he's literally the only person that I let know ahead of time on this, that I found this information, and I believe I let him know about that yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday. I'd have to go back through in messages and double check. But, this is literally, I watch these videos because I was watching them for content, pick out things to make fun of, and I came across this, and I watched it, and my jaw was on the floor. Because when I watched it, it was also on Max's channel, which the video is still showing as being on his channel. So, I mean, you guys can at least see that link. Even if it's not playing, that's where it came from. And you saw the timestamps, and you could see the timestamps match up here. So, even if this being a re-upload, you can't say anything, Max, because literally everything lines up. So, prove your way out of this one. But yeah, this is why I went through and I put in a tip to the FBI. Because this is a crime. I don't know if he still has these pictures. I'm hoping to fucking God he's doesn't. He could have worse. I don't know. But you want to know what, Max? When you don't know what's going on, you take it to professionals. And in this case, the people who actually are professionals when it comes to taking care of people who victimize children and people who are under the age of 18 is the police. And thankfully, the FBI's got a nice little fucking tip line where you can go through and you can fill everything out. And I had enough information to fill out a pretty comprehensive fucking tip. So if you want to come after me and my fucking dropping a line on you for doing the right fucking thing, the thing that you should have fucking done, oh, I don't know, back when you were fucking accusing who knows how many fucking people of this same shit, including a fucking victim. Because I've not forgot about you fucking accusing Tommy about that shit. I'm so fucking beyond pissed because you sat there, you had the balls to fucking accuse him of that fucking shit. And he is an actual victim. And meanwhile, you're sitting here saying shit like this to your fucking Victims. People you victimized. You fucking groomer, predator, piece of shit, in my opinion, so I don't get fucking sued. Yeah, that is true, Jim. The whole freaking mega upload thing is another part that I was going to get into. But yeah. So that's my rant. That's my proof. Yeah. That's why I posted a picture showing this on my timeline. This was, like I said, an actual picture taken off of my phone. Honestly, yeah, I really did not want to have to ever do this again. I'm not here. I'm not a fucking predator investigator. I'm here to make laughs and jokes and shit. So that's why when I saw the fucking things where, like, you're literally sitting there saying that shit, Max, I played it 4 fucking times. I can keep playing it over and over and over and over again. Like, we can go all night long, buddy. Hi, K-Huck. How are you? You might be witnessing the end of my channel. Who knows? But, yeah, that's why I dropped the tip on this guy. So hopefully, I don't know. I hope they investigate him. I don't know if they're going to find anything. It's whatever they find, they find. If they don't find anything, they don't find anything. I mean, that's literally what the cops are there for. That's the best thing I could do. No, I'm not realistically going to end. I'm not going to end my own channel for sure. But, I mean, this has made me severely freaking nervous and upset. And just contemplating a lot, because you're talking about a substantial freaking channel out there. MamaMax has got what? Oh, he's slowly losing, but he's still over 750. Well, he's right at 750,000 subscribers. So 750,000 to my less than 100. I know that I'm literally calling out the biggest shark that I possibly can with this stuff, but just to point that out one more time.
Are you admitting, as a legal adult, that you are guilty of distributing child pornography?
I was a kid.
She was just a kid. She was just a little kid. Leave her alone. She was just a toddler. No big deal. Just an embryo sending nudes. She doesn't know any better.
That's 2016 when it began. I went to Texas in...
Again, like, if I were being accused of that and I didn't do it, the first freaking thing I would do is just sit there and be like, no way in hell. No, 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 no. Like, you don't even say no. You don't even deny it, man. Like, you literally immediately turn around and just start throwing it back at the person you victimized. Oh my God. Yeah. I kind of hope he gets some sort of action taken against him. I honestly hope he loses monetization. I'm not for banning anybody off of any platform. I'd rather know where they're at and what they're doing. Because it goes back into the whole, like, you know, they could build up a following in private, and then that's kind of how you get, like, certain things happen. So I don't think he should be banned, but I think he's deserving of having the police called on him like I did. He's deserving of losing his monetization because he's weaponizing his audience and doing it for less than what he's being accused of, with proof here. Because I didn't go over it. There's even proof with Haley's stuff of police reports and stuff. Yeah, MamaMax is beyond a creep. MamaMax is actually a predator. Yuck. But yeah, hello. How you doing, Designs? Yeah, this has been eating away at me since I found it out. I reached out to a couple people in the community to ask them, like, what would you do if you found out about this stuff? And they kind of, without telling them directly, without telling them directly who it was that I was going to be calling out here, they basically suggested like confronting the person. In this scenario, confronting the person is not feasible because I think I reached out to him back before I made my first stream, and I was trying to reach out to him for comment on the story. Didn't think I'd get a reply then. I didn't even get like read as far as I know, so I didn't even get a nope, sorry, nothing. I'm still left as unread in Max's inbox, probably, if I am not even deleted. But yeah, this is, you know, the fact that we've gone through, people have been canceled, like Craig, the guy who defended him, was canceled. Craig was also assaulted for this. He needs to stop this. At the very, very, very least, he needs to stop the predator hunting stuff. Especially with what I found, and I did minimal digging. Like I said, I was looking into this stuff because I wanted a funny show. I wanted to come here for laughs. And instead I got him calling out a victim and basically saying, yeah, I received CP and, you know, it's her fault because she was complicit in it. That was so angering. Yeah. I can't believe this. Like, I probably played this like 5 or 6 times over.
And even if I did, I couldn't show it, but there would have been child pornography in this in that case.
What is this? Are you admitting, as a legal adult, that you are guilty of distributing child pornography?
I was a kid.
And yes, Max, as an adult, you're not denying having received that.
Kid.
She was just a kid. She was just a little kid.
And you were just an adult.
Her alone. She was just a toddler. No big.
And you weren't.
Deal. Just an embryo sending news. She doesn't know any better.
That's 2016 when it began. I went to Texas in 2017, so I was a legal adult. I think at this time I was actually 19. This was...
I just cannot believe this. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things Max could have done here different. That it's the thing that gets me is that this is so much more damning than any bit of evidence that he even has against a guy who he's dropped a 5-hour podcast on. He's dropped 6 videos. I have to go back to his YouTube just to count, but we have 2 deleted live streams, 2 still standing, and then 3 videos, so 7 videos more or less. Oh yeah, plus there's the shorts here that you've also done, so 2 different shorts plus the 5-hour video on Spencer's channel, and then I think Spencer also has a couple other different things. So there's this one, and this one. So Jesus Christ, Max, you put out a fucking dozen videos, and let me tell you, you're the one that's a bigger predator here. Like, I don't want to call fucking people out for this shit. This is not the fucking show I want to do. But when you make it that fucking just in your face, man.
The first night, it was just the 2 of us on our own. We stayed there actually the night before going to Six Flags itself, where that is where he sexually assaulted me. I don't have a police report to back that one up. I don't have any physical evidence either. It was, like I said, 20.
So, I don't know. I I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. Like I encourage people to like take what I'm gonna throw up there as freaking evidence and just point it out. I I'm almost left speechless like at what he's done to Anthony with all this. But yeah, that's why I had my little awkward trilogy here of three very, very unique people. Zaptai was another person. Zaptai, Onision, and just so many freaking people that have been accused and are basically off the platform now because of stuff that this guy goes out and hunts people down for. And then you also have like the allegations that Magnetar went through. Okay? Magnetar works in a pretty respectable position as far as I know. But he had people coming after him. And I just want to show, like, this is fucking awful. And this is Max's audience doing all this stuff. Like, this is what he does to this, like, this guy because he made a video. One fucking video. Well, technically, too, because he had to re-upload it because you copy struck it, like, 3 times. And you've made a dozen videos with less. A dozen, Max. Like, man, like... And now you're running, you're hiding. You're taking streams down, you're copyright striking, you're doing all the same stuff, man. Like... Man, I feel awful. I feel awful for Magnetar. I feel awful for... Who knows how many of these other people are real? Like, who knows? Man, because if you're talking 3 years ago, because, you know, you keep taking freaking videos down, how many of these other people are actually... We know you didn't get anybody convicted. You still leave these videos up there. You know? Here. Here's your shitty rap song. That, where is it? Oh, I know it's right in here. Right here. You called your buddy out in a fucking rap video. Sure called Craig out there. That's got 200,000 views on it. You've got 200,000, 300,000, 100,000. And I seriously think that these numbers are fudged because you've taken things down and re-uploaded them too. So, because I distinctly remember one of these being much higher. And I'm pretty sure I can go back in a stream and look. But you've also got 30,000, 40,000, and 2 live streams that we're missing here. Plus, again, let's keep going. There's more. 25,000. Like, you're telling me, and here's the thing that, like, was blowing my mind, okay? Biggest stadiums in the world. You can go on a fucking world tour, Max, with the amount of fucking people that you've told about Camden Gerard Davis. but you about ruined Magnetar's life. And let's go back and see. Oh, 64,000 views. Right. So he doesn't even fill up the 10 spot. He half fills that. Boy, that was going to really damage your reputation, Max. So you had to fucking go on a goddamn world tour. Like, wrap your head around that. This guy's told over 1 million people that Magnetar is a fucking predator. And you wonder why his audience goes out there and behaves like this. Whether he's responsible for his audience or not, I think he thinks he is to some extent. Because he sure as hell sends them out there to go find people. You've done that before, Max. You think that's okay? We've heard you'd make that fucking call to action. We saw what you were a big tough guy when you had fucking Craig here write the word pray on his fucking forehead and send pictures in. Because I can pull that up too. Oh, wait. There's even more. Let me see if I can pull this. I might have to send this one to myself, so bear with me here. Actually, I'm going to take it off screen, just, and then bring it back over. I want you guys to see something here. Where is... Here it is. And we're going to look at a Nick DiOrio post too. Boom. That's Craig. That's Craig for you guys. That's what happened to him. Because of stuff. This happened after the allegations were released. It's kind of funny to see Edwin floating in here too. But I'm just saying, like, you thought this, you didn't come out and say that this was wrong. So is this okay for if it happens to you now, Max? Like, because the same fucking thing happened with you. Same age and everything. Thank you for watching my VOD. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. I do appreciate all the support. And if you have any evidence of situations similar to this with CSA, CP, or anything else, please make sure to reach out and contact the appropriate authorities for assistance.